This week on Crunch Week, we break down Secret's expansion and what that means for the platform, and also why Apple may buy Beats. Hello, my name is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alexia.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
Kyle is the newest part of our team.
Welcome to our team.
It's very exciting, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been an incredible week. Great way to start off.
I hear it was terrible, actually. Your email keeps getting turned off by AOL.
Yeah, but, you know, onboarding has its ups and downs.
It's very fun. Did you have a cultural interview?
Yeah, I did.
Wasn't that a waste of an hour?
I think that different companies handle...
Oh, God, stop being so PR, Jesus.
Okay.
All right, our first topic today is Secret, its expansion to Android, and Alexia apparently stepping down as co-editor of TechCrunch.
Yeah, I have an announcement to make.
This is big, everybody stand back.
I'm not stepping down. I told Kara, I'm like, I'd know if I were fired because you would have called me. I think if I ever do get fired, I think the news will probably be broken by Kara Swisher and not Secret, just because she covers AOL and she's so embedded in everyone's board.
So we talk about the NSA a lot. People don't know that Kara is actually the NSA, and she wiretaps all of our phones, and that's how she gets all the scoops. So thank you, Kara.
There are people at Yahoo who actually believe this. I've had people at Yahoo tell me, or I've had people that are familiar with Yahoo. Caveat. Tell me that they think that Kara has bugged their conference rooms or their offices.
Let's break some news. That's not true. Y'all suck at keeping your secret. Okay.
But yeah, Secret came to Android, and the quality of the secrets obviously increased.
Yes, actually, indubitably.
Yeah, that's what happens when Android users get on a service. It just becomes a very qualitative, I don't even think that's the word, it becomes better. Android makes everything better.
That was the most classist smartphone comment of all time.
What did I say?
Well, you're saying that iOS users are smarter and better and Android users suck.
That's not what I said. I said Android users, are they know their stuff. They're clued into my employment trajectory.
So you weren't being sarcastic? I'm sorry, I missed that entirely.
The sarcasm between both of us.
It fails miserably. On Skype, this is why I think I'm fired every other day. Kyle, what do you think about Secret's expansion here? Do you think it's a good move?
Okay, so in my experience, I'm still transitioning from school life to professional life, and I will say that...
Don't tell anyone that. It's not a good move.
Okay, so I have friends at Berkeley who, are still, they say students are the ones who pick up new trends, or at least that's, one of the thoughts. It's either teens, millennials, students, whatever. But in Silicon Valley, it's very enthusiastic how much people, love Secret, whether it's true or not, the things that they see, they just love the gossip. But I don't know any students or people a couple years younger than me who actually use Secret.
People younger than you aren't born yet, so that's a problem. Also, too, is Yik Yak popular at Berkeley?
No.
No. Why not?
As far as chat and messaging apps go, it's Snapchat and WhatsApp.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger.
So old school.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg's like, nice.
Zuck, wherever you are.
That's just pathetic, but it's a good point, though. I mean, it's fun to see how these new things come up. But what we've seen with Secret's launch on Android is that it actually has boosted its iOS pickup due to its international release. So right now, it's now popular in 27 countries or something, which is a big change from before.
Yeah, of course. If you limit something to iOS, you're limiting your growth.
Absolutely.
And even though there's an Eternal September kind of going on right now.
Alexia, what does Eternal September mean?
Eternal September was references 1993, where AOL opened up Usenet to its broader audience. Before that, every time September would roll around, kids like Kyle would go back to school, and new students would get on Usenet, and they wouldn't know how to use it, and it would just be like amateur hour for a little bit until they adjusted to the service. Guess.
What's Usenet?
Some AOL portal network. That's.
I'm only 3 years older than Kyle, so I'm pretty dumb too. You use these old archaic terms like mosaic, and I get very confused. Let's talk about your secret, though.
Okay, so I was actually going to do, because I think a couple of things.
All right.
I think there is a risk with these services for bullying and for kind of noxious negative human behavior. We're already predisposed to be very negative, but with this, if you're a public figure, like if you're someone who has a job that's public facing, people abstract you anyways. And then when they don't have, like on Twitter, people are calling me dumb as rocks, as one of those comments said. I've actually seen someone on Twitter say this exact.
She's actually fucking brilliant. Sorry, everybody. I hate to break it to you.
How are you? I would have used dumber than a bag of hair. I mean, there's a lot.
Rocks are pretty dumb, though.
Yeah.
Prehistoric.
What if it's like
accretions of sediment?
What if it's like a gem, like a brilliant gem? Anyway, I've overthought this clearly.
A little bit. But
anyways, there's a risk. Public figures are abstracted in the first place. I mean, look at Beyonce, Jay-Z, Solange situation. Like,
I try not to, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyone. Obama. Search Obama on Twitter if you ever want to read horrible, like absurd things about the first African American U.S. president.
We couldn't read those on TechCrunch. I don't think Felicia and Yoshi would allow for that. They'd be like, nope, censored.
Why don't you just look at your posts about the government and search for Obama and see what people say?
No, I believe
so there's already a tendency to abstract people when you're using your real name and your face. So when you don't have to put a face or a name to a comment, and it's about a public figure, you're basically like, I guess you're projecting weird negative things onto that person. And then there's just the human tendency to troll. So someone woke up Tuesday, I guess. I can't even remember because this week has sucked because of this. Someone woke up on Tuesday and said, I want to troll Alexia hard. And did that. And it could be a competitor, it could be someone that I'm negotiating with at AOL for like a whatever. It could be someone that doesn't know me that just
is being a dick.
Felt like doing that. And so I woke up and I try not to go on secret, but Lena sent that to me at 7:30 a.m. because I am with Matthew. We lead this team.
Yeah.
So when your team members are sending you this because they think it might be true, and you see it, you're like, oh my God, am I being forced out of TechCrunch today? They fired 2 of my bosses. So it's very likely that I will get, or it's not.
Stonefeld and Arrington?
Yeah. And Ariana got removed to a different place. So
hired, fired, whatever.
You never know with AOL. Quite honestly, like I could be gone tomorrow. I'm not.
All right.
I was in the middle of like dealing with other stuff, so I sort of knew that I wasn't out, but then you never know. And then you read the comments, and some of them were sexual, and some of them were really unfair, and some of them were about things that like were very violent.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, and they say there's no crying in baseball or there's no crying in business, and I don't think that crying at work is particularly like productive. But I started crying. I was like, Jesus, wow! But people really, they can be very mean and bad, but then like I guess there's something that they're projecting onto me that's an abstraction of who I actually am, because my family and my friends
it's
and
a distortion.
You guys, it's a weird distortion.
It's not an abstraction. They're whole cloth fabricating bullshit. And let's be very clear: if AOL fires you, I'm leaving. I'm taking the staff with me.
Alex.
So fuck this. And I think that as Secret demonstrated on stage at Disrupt in New York, this space of anonymous applications and the damage they can do to individuals has not been teased out. It has not been solved. And we haven't morally gotten to a point in which this is okay. Now, we can either be free speech advocates, as we are at TechCrunch, but that doesn't absolve moral forces at play in harming you. I mean, like, when you're sad, I'm less happy.
Well, one of the comments was like, and I was going to read the comments like celebrities read mean tweets, but they've all been deleted.
You don't have that many Twitter followers. You only have 105,000. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, exactly. I don't consider myself a celebrity. I consider myself a writer.
Nerds.
But I was going to read the comments because one of the comments is like, well, she expresses her negative opinion, so this is like she's getting a taste of her own medicine. When I express my negative opinion about things, I put my name,
boom,
and my face to it. So if I see the person whose app I didn't particularly like, if I see the person, they know it's me. I have a humanity and empathy in that situation. I was looking at that. I'm like, what if I committed suicide? I'm like, what if someone that wasn't me read this and was alone, because I have a very cool dad and a very cool boyfriend. Like, what if someone who did not have my support network read this and thought, wow, I'm really shit, I'm going to kill myself? It happens. Google bullying and suicide and see how many times all across America and all across the world people commit suicide because they are bullied into thinking that they are worthless. And if you don't build into your product protections against that, you're irresponsible. That being said, I love Secret. I love
I don't, but
I know you guys don't.
No, Ryan does.
I can't believe I'm defending it.
The TechCrunch staff is actually very much.
I love Secret.
It's fun and yet boring. Like Kyle here is a bit of a Boy Scout, and his secrets are read in the following way: today I woke up and had granola. Like that's not interesting to me. It's like Secret. It's like Twitter minus the names and faces, which makes less fun to me. Now I hate to do this. We have to move on to our second topic.
Let's talk about beats.
Let's talk about beats. So that's a great segue from suicide, sexual harassment, and Alexia aspiring to Dre, because we have not forgotten about him quite yet. Now, $3.2 billion, I believe it was.
That's the amount that Financial Times.
So Kyle, walk us through why Apple would make this acquisition and why it makes sense.
Okay, so there's a couple different angles for why Apple might be doing this. It might be that Beats Music is going to be transformed into iTunes Radio's, Spotify feature, basically. Have a subscription service with great recommendations that'll basically help Apple buttress against, falling downloads on iTunes, which Billboard reported were down like 15% so far this year, which is, huge for them. Then along with that, there's also the possibility that this is an acqui-hire. This is all about Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre coming on board as high-level creative executives at Apple and shaping their music strategy going forward.
Do you think that's true, though? I mean, that's a fucking big acqui-hire. I mean, if I got acqui-hired, it'd be for like $18 in a smoothie. Like, not $3.2 billion. I know they're rich, but that just strikes me as a little bit out there.
Well, I mean, it is one of those things where, hey, maybe they needed an opportunity that big to be enticed. And there is, the fact that Jimmy can come on and make Apple have a record label overnight and bring in huge artists and make big deals.
They have $205 billion. They can buy the entire industry.
Yeah, I think their market cap. I mean, Apple buys smaller companies from time to time. All of the companies are smaller than Apple.
Yeah. It's like semi-truck crushes squirrel. News at 11.
People say all the time, though, that Apple has so much money that they can just throw it around and have great deals happen in music and movies. But they haven't been able to do that. I mean, if you look at Apple TV for, was it 2 years now, 3 years now, that's been talk saying that, oh yeah, they're going to make content deals and take on cable. But they haven't been able to.
Actually.
Okay, so, let's say that Jimmy comes on and is able to not only, legitimize their music business, make artists interested in being on Spotify, maybe exclusively, or their equivalent of Spotify exclusively.
Or the anti-Spotify.
Why not just buy Spotify?
4 or 5 billion, walk away with the best company in there that we already pay money to, 10 million paying subscribers.
Would it be 4 or 5 billion, or would it be 10 billion?
Probably 10 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather have a fucking headphone company or Spotify if you're going to build a streaming music service? I think that's just pretty plain.
Well, let's look at the headphone angle, because I didn't get to address that.
We can't, actually. We're going to move on to the streaming angle.
This needs to be a Crunch Week that's like 45 minutes.
Right, I agree. All right, listen, the final question of the day is simply this. Will Apple's acquisition of Beats lead to Dre finally releasing Detox?
I think he won't have enough time, honestly, unless maybe that's part of the acqui-hire, exclusive on iTunes.
If that is in fact the case, then I am now officially against the acqui-hire. This TV has to come out in 12 years. All right. Anyways, thank you all for joining us very much. This is Crunch Week, and we'll see you next week.